Wolves are one of the most dangerous mobs in Valheim, but they can also make great allies. When tamed, wolves will fight by your side and can be a good defense for your base. In this guide, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about wolves, including how to find and tame the strongest wolf possible, the elusive 2-star wolf. Let's go over some basics first. Wolves can only be found naturally in mountain biomes. During the day, only normal 0-star wolves will spawn. But if you go to a mountain at night, it's a lot more dangerous, because not only do wolves tend to spawn in larger packs, but there's also a chance a 1 or 2-star wolf will spawn at night. And a quick side note, there is a raid event that can randomly spawn called You're Being Hunted, and this event spawns wolves, but the wolves in this event will never be 1 or 2-star. Now you can attempt to tame a wolf at any point in Valheim progression. It's just going to be a lot harder the earlier you try it. I suggest waiting until late Black Forest progression or after you get to the swamp. You just need to be able to craft decent armor, at least bronze, and frost resistance mead, which requires mostly basic materials to brew except for the blood bag, which is found from leeches in the swamp. Okay, we got the basics out of the way, now let's prepare for our adventure to the nearest mountain. You don't need many supplies, a few stacks of wood to make a mountain base, a pickaxe for hole digging, some raw meat, deer, boar, etc. to tame our wolf, and you're going to need some sort of frost resistance, either a frost resistance mead or armor with frost resistance, like the Wolf Orlock's cape. Bringing supplies for a portal couldn't hurt, so you can get back and forth from the mountain easier. Now, let's make our way to the nearest mountain biome. You want to find a flattish area on the mountain that seems to have a lot of wolf spawns. It's also helpful if there isn't a lot of the other mountain mobs in this area, so pick an area free of golems and drakes if possible. Once you find a good location with a bit of flat land, make a basic base, nothing fancy, just try to make it in a safe, elevated spot. We will need this later to wait in while we're taming the wolf, and to retreat to while we're hunting wolves. I made my little base on the side of one of these big rocks so the wolves can't destroy it or get up to it. Now that you've established a base on the mountain, we are going to set our wolf traps. Start by digging 2 or 3 fairly deep holes straight down, about double the player's height deep. You're going to want these holes near each other and near the base you built. Once you dug out your hole, build a floor slightly clipping out of the side like this. Then attach another floor to the side of that one. Now your wolf trap is set. Okay, now let me show you how this trap works. The idea is you lure a wolf onto this floor piece, then jump off and destroy it, and the wolf will fall into the hole. Make sure to put a crafting table near the hole, so you can break the floor when needed. It's a good idea to put the crafting bench on a safe, elevated surface, or the wolves will just attack and destroy it first. Now that our base is built and our wolf traps are set, we just need to wait for nightfall and hunt for our 2-star wolf. Something to keep in mind is nighttime only lasts 9 minutes in Valheim, so you might want to pop your Eikthyr ability to make the most of that time. As I alluded to before, mountain biomes are very dangerous at night, so bring decent armor. I wore the Fenris armor because I love the speed boost, but the wolves caught me slipping and I got murdered to death quite a few times in this process, so it's probably better to wear a chunkier armor like at least wolf armor or bronze at minimum. Also, don't be like me and think the root armor will protect you from wolf bites. You would think a wolf bite would be pierce damage, but it's slash damage, silly me. So moral of the story, don't use the root armor. As for weapons, I suggest a mace for the stun ability. I found Frostner and Porcupine to work really well against the packs of wolves. Wait for the wolf to attack, dodge their bite, then smack them upside their heads. Make sure to keep the high ground on wolves because combat can be wonky in Valheim when fighting on elevated terrain, and your weapons just won't hit sometimes if you are lower than the mob you're attacking. Also, really conserve your stamina while running around looking for wolves at night. I suggest only running part of the time and then walking to preserve about half your stamina at all times, in case a wolf pack jumps you, so you'll have the stamina to fight or run away. With that said, I used 2 big stamina foods at first and I was dying a lot, so I switched to 2 big health foods and 1 stamina food, which was better for survivability, but limited how fast I could survey the mountain in a given night. But it's really up to you how you want to kit out for this process. These were just my findings. There's also a special werewolf mob that you need to keep an eye out for that spawns at night, called the Fen Ring. These guys hit like a truck, so play it really safe when taking out these mobs. And before you get excited, know these mobs have no good drops. Finding a 2-star wolf can be easier said than done though. On my first 2 worlds, I found a 2-star wolf relatively fast after only 1 or 2 nights of hunting on the mountain. But this time was different. It took like 8 nights to find the elusive 2-star wolf. According to the Valheim wiki, the chance of a wolf spawning with 2 stars is around 1%. So this is a really rare mob we are after, so don't give up and don't get discouraged. The 2-star good boy is worth your time, I promise. Once you find the beautiful 2-star beast, it's time for the fun part. Lure it over to your wolf traps, get them in the right position, and delete the floor. Sometimes the wolf will be so excited to see you, they'll just jump in the hole on their own. Side note, notice these fueling that tried to jump me as soon as I captured the 2-star good boy? Needless to say, this stressed me out. As soon as the wolf's in the hole, throw a stack of raw meat down to the wolf and step away from the hole so the wolf doesn't detect you. If you did this right, you'll see yellow hearts start to float out of the wolf. This means it's being tamed. It technically only takes 3 meats to tame a wolf, 10 minutes for each meat, so 30 minutes in total to tame a wolf. Unless it gets distracted by you or other hostile mobs, which interrupts the current taming process. So I just use a stack of meats to be safe and build a defense around the hole so no hostile mobs distract your good boy from his dinner. Fun fact, wild and tamed wolves will not attack each other, so that's one thing you don't have to worry about. Something super important to remember is you must start taming the 2-star wolf before it hits daytime, or it won't eat during the day. You'll have to stay by it all day until night again so it eats and starts the taming process. Because if you leave the area of your 2-star wolf in its hole during the day before it started taming, it will despawn and break your little heart. I suggest you capture 2 wolves during this process. The second wolf doesn't have to be a fancy 2-star wolf, just any old wolf will do. So once both wolves are tamed, you can breed a few 2-star wolves at this location, then bring a few with you to migrate to your base and leave a few on the mountain just in case something happens on your wolf pilgrimage. Like that time a troll with a log killed my only 2 2-star wolves. I quit Valheim for like a month after that. At this point, just wait in your nearby base for the 30 minutes because taming only works if you are within render distance of the wolf. And once the wolf is tamed, you'll see this message on your screen. Then you just gotta breed a few more wolves up and take them to your base. Breeding a wolf is a fairly easy process. Just make sure 2 wolves are within 3 meters of each other and give them a bunch of meat. You'll see hearts pop up over their heads and eventually they'll make a baby. When breeding a 2-star wolf with a normal wolf, it's about a 50% chance the baby will have 2 stars, but 2 2-star wolves breeding will always make another 2-star wolf. Now once you get your wolves safely back to your base, I suggest making a wolf breeder like this one near your base, so you can easily breed up an army of 2-star good boys. I'll leave a link to the tutorial in the description. Well, that's it. Now you're a wolf master. Thank you so much for watching. If the guide helped you at all, please leave a like, and if you want to see more game guides like this, please subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Have a wonderful day. Peace!